new bits of dialogue and interactions and stuff like that I hadn't gotten before because I'm trying to do things a little differently. I did things a little different with Auntie Ethel. I still, in the end, ended up saving Myrina, but also bribing her to give me her stupid hair. But in Act 3, I'm not gonna kill her. I'm gonna let her keep that weird fucking baby, because apparently if you do that, she's an ally in the final fight against the Elder Brain.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's what's great about Baldur's Gate is there's so much replayability, and nobody has the same experience as somebody else.
There's people still finding new stuff.
I'm not even having the same experience as my last game, just like myself. Like
that's what we call replayability.
Yeah.
All right, so I need an audio check on everything just to make sure that.
On it.
On it.
On it.
Alright. So. Yep, just to make sure that OBS doesn't fuck me in the last 2 minutes of setting everything up, because I know it likes doing that.
I need Ray and Scott and Void, if they can, to all say something just so I can.
Hello.
Here.
Hello.
Your mother.
What am I doing?
Just communicating for audio check.
Oh, okay. Hello. Sorry.
No need to apologize. It's all good. You're EP.
Very tired.
It's okay. You're very EP, man. I understand it.
Oh yeah, you went to go get water right as I said it. I should be fine. If for some reason I start actually falling asleep in my chair, I'll let you know and go to bed. But I should be fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's so delayed, but yes, I can hear everybody.
All right. Excellent. Yeah. No. If that changes, just let me know, and if we need to shut things down sooner, just let me know.
Yeah, I should be fine, but just in case I start really falling off.
I've done that shit too, where I'm like, I'm fine, and then an hour and a half into the session, I'm fucking.
Oh no!
My head is hit.
Oh god.
I used
to be part of a campaign. It was a zombie campaign, like a realistic one. It wasn't D&D. It was a different system. But they fucking recorded it for YouTube, and you can see me passed out for half of it.
Oh, were your cameras on?
Yes.
Amazing.
No, it was an overall cam showing the whole group, and you just see us all in a chair, and you just see me. Let me see if I can find it. It's actually really funny.
Okay.
Yeah, if you can, just post it in the Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did that for when I was a part of a Dark Heresy group, which is a 40K. It's a 40K tabletop game, and for everyone else it was early afternoon, but for me it was 4 a.m. So it was I would stay up, and then it's an hour and a half, 2 hours into the session, my head would be hitting the desk and I would be passing out, and they would be like, okay, yeah, no, you need to go to bed. I'm like, no, I'm fine, and then 5 minutes later,
I don't wanna.
no. Yeah. All right. So, who wants to do the recap, since a few people were kind of gone during a rather interesting session?
Previously on Office Admin Simulator, we decided that we're doing a bunch of errands. So basically, the long story short is we have to get a stick to go into this hag lair so we can get some blood.
You didn't need the stick?
Give it to this genie so we can get a unicorn, so we can go give the unicorn to someone else so he can help us, so we can get some more blood, so we can bring it to another guy so he can use the blood for his ritual, so we can sign the citadel, so we can get the sword, so we can save Terrell.
Yeah.
And Anna almost died.
Okay, to elaborate, elaborate a little bit more. The group had a conversation with a dhow that was trapped in the demon zapper that contains a unicorn that they're trying to get for Tiamat's chosen Arkan the Cruel. They went to the Bramble Branch, where Red Ruth, a figure that Mad Maggie had suggested to Savine, via weird demon Kinku messenger, where they met with Red Ruth, who was a night hag that was dressed in flayed human skin and had these skulls of children around her neck that would sing lullabies as she talked. It was very unnerving.
Lovely.
Yeah, and in exchange for her services, she asked that they watch her house while she goes to go find the Wandering Emporium to take a bath, because in her words, she hasn't bathed in over a century. So they watched the house, had to deal with a couple of the tree spirits that the bramble is known for, attack them, and when she came back all nice and fresh, she offered her services to them, and they decided, you know what, a lot happened, we're gonna rest here, which to their and they decided to take refuge in Red Ruth's house and are not questioning what the beds are made out of, given everything else involving the house. So that is where we will pick up after you all kind of have this nice, restful... Despite the material that the bed is made out of, compared to... It's surprisingly comfortable if you ignore, again, what it's made out of. And you guys have a more peaceful rest as one that can. For those who make their way downstairs from the cot, you would see Red Ruth kind of at a cauldron as she seems to be stirring and mixing a few things, kind of humming to herself. It seems like she's preparing something. I guess my question would be, who would be the first people that would wake up and descend down to Red Ruth? Who's usually the early birds?
Well, I had
It's
a
not
really
Simon
rough
then.
day yesterday, so it was not me.
I'd say maybe Sabine would probably be up to do a little prayer of some sort.
Yeah. As you do your prayer, as you finish up your prayer, making your way down, you would see her kind of humming to herself the soft child lullabies in different languages, kind of also kind of singing along with her humming as they, almost in a macabre dirge, kind of follow her little humming she does to herself as she seems to be making something in her cauldron. She hasn't seemed to have noticed you yet.
I'm kind of just gonna watch her for a bit.
Yeah. As
Then eventually I'll just go, morning.
As you kind of say morning, she kind of stops and turns around to look at you, and she, with her kind of crooked smile, kind of greets back and goes, "Why, hello, my dear. Welcome. I'm sure the rest was plentiful now, given everything that has happened." As she pulls the ladle out of the brew she's stewing, you see that what appears to be a mixture of this kind of almost coagulated red fluid and what appears to be chunky meat bits fall back into the cauldron.
I don't like that. Yeah, it was, despite everything and where we are and everything, yeah, it was a peaceful rest. I think the others are still asleep, though. I think some of them had a bit of a rough day yesterday.
I can imagine the spirits around here are rather rude to those they don't quite understand. So I get the sentiment, my dear.
And one of our friends almost got killed by a genie. So there's that.
Oh, yes. I remember you talking about the doll. She's rather protective of that little infernal device. Are you planning to deal with it like I suggested. After all, I did tell you of how you might be able to help her out of her contract.
Yes, we are going, that's the plan, actually, to see if we can go find that Titan to get some blood for her, and so we can get the unicorn, so we can bring it to the Tiamat person, so we can get that blood, so we can go see the wizard, so we can find the citadel, so we can find the sword. Anyways, yes, that's the plan.
Wizard of Oz, you know, all that shit.
Well, my dear, if you wish to cut down on your speed, if you wish to cut down a little bit on your trek, you could always bring the blood back here, and I can perform the divination.
Bring which blood? Because we have to get a few.
I believe my cousin Maggie told me of you searching for a bit of powerful blood. It doesn't matter which, just as long as you bring it here, but a bit...
Okay, again, we have to get pure blood, that's purer than a unicorn, and then we have to get powerful blood, like some sort of pit fiend or some high-ranking devil. So
That
what blood are you saying we can bring to you?
That particular blood, the more potent blood would be sufficient. Unicorn blood wouldn't do for the kind of divination you're asking for.
No, are you... Okay, we have to get two types of powerful blood. One is more powerful than a unicorn.
She's saying the one that you're giving the wizard.
Okay, the one that we're giving the wizard. Okay.
Yes.
Clarification.
Yes, she's saying the one you're going to give the wizard. If you don't want to keep backtracking to him, you can bring it to her and she can do the same thing.
Okay. Okay. Well, do you know where the Bleeding Citadel is?
No, my dear, that's why I need the blood.
Ah, God, alright. Well,
If any of us knew where the Citadel was, my dear, there would be devils and fiends petitioning anywhere to go find it. I wouldn't be asking for middlemen to grab it, my dear.
Hey, most of us are middle women, okay?
You're not here.
Are you awake during this conversation?
No, I'm just saying. Out of character. Also, I love that we're basically DoorDash in Texas. That's why I was laughing.
Yes. Yeah, I'll have to talk to the others when they get up and see what they say.
Of course, my dear. Just merely a suggestion. After all, my services are open to you, given what you've done for me. But if you have others that are required for such a venture, I won't push my luck.
That's fair. What are you making?
Just a bit of stew, my dear. And she kind of holds it. She kind of pulls the ladle out, and you would see what appears to be a human finger in the middle of this broth. And you see her kind of quickly just kind of slurp it up, finger and toe. She kind of
looks at her and
kind of smacks her lips and goes, A bit too lean, that one. I figured that would have been the case. She kind of like spits back what appears to be bone back into the broth as she continues kind of stirring it.
Okay, I'm gonna go see if the others are awake and tell them your proposition.
Of course, my dear. If you're hungry, just let me know and I'll get something.
No, I think I've lost my appetite. Actually.
You kind of head upstairs. She kind of cackles to herself and goes back to what she's doing.
Alright, is everybody awake or do I have to wake people up?
Oh, when Vasara does it, it's funny and hee I'll do it. When I have a hag do it, then it's suddenly like, ew, that's gross. There's a double standard here and I don't appreciate it.
Is everybody awake, or do I have to start waking people up?
I would assume everyone's awake. Yeah.
If people aren't awake, she just straight up just jumps on them.
Oh lord.
Oh god.
So if you're not awake, Savine just walks over and just jumps on you in the bed and be like, "Are you awake now?"
You're finally awake.
No, you're finally awake.
You were there when you woke up in the hag's house.
So, Ruth has an interesting proposition for us. Basically, she said if we want to bypass a bit of our DoorDash orders, we can just bring the potent demon blood to her, and she can do the thing to help us find the leading citadel instead of bringing it to the wizard dude.
I'm down for that.
Neat.
Okay.
Nice conversation, everyone.
Great chat!
Neat.
Neat!
Guys are dorks. Just neat.
I think it will save us some time instead of having to backtrack a bit.
Yeah, and we don't have to see that Dow again.
No, we still have to see her.
Oh.
I'm talking about the blood that we were going to bring to the wizard.
Well, yeah, but then we don't have to get the unicorn blood for the Tiamat people, and we don't have to get
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of walking around with this on my neck.
Fair.
I think we should still do the unicorn thing for the Tiamat people, and maybe that way they can get rid of this.
Fair.
All right.
I just don't think we should bother bringing that asshole of a wizard blood.
Sounds like
Great talk.
great time.
As long as it gets us where we need to go, I don't really care what we do.
All right. So
Yeah.
Just the ends. The ends justifying the means. So.
So we have to find a Titan for the Dow.
So. I take it to. So you all kind of agreed to this then? Just Okay. So. If y'all begin to head downstairs, you would see Red Ruth kind of finishing what appears to be the stuff as you witness her kind of like pour a bowl for herself. As if you all kind of head down, she pours that bowl for herself. She offers some to anyone if people want to partake in it.
No, thank you.
She kind of looks at.
my list.
She kind of looks. She kind of looks at you, Zara, and just kind of goes, "Shame. I figured you would have liked this." I know some. I can smell this. I can smell the sweet succulent of death on anyone's breath, my dear. But if you're not hungry, you're not hungry, and I won't force such a matter on anyone.
She's gonna like pat her pockets and she's like, "I'm full up."
I thought I smelled some.
My pocket full of eyeballs and fingies. Oh, I think I have like a horse tongue in here too, or something.
got a pocket full of eyeballs.
Yeah. But yeah,
Probably like rotting by now.
yeah.
Hell,
Eating
it's
everything. Ugh.
as she kind of like sits down, you kind of see her go, "Oh, before I forget," and she kind of, you see her kind of like write what appears to be an infernal rune in the air as you watch the weave of magic, and you watch as the rune splits up and kind of like slams into your guys' head. It doesn't seem to do anything, but you get flashes. You all receive flashes in your head of what appears to be the sight of a giant, a set of what appears to be giant armor resting in the middle of an open field, a sword resting on what appears to be a large stone. As the image of your head, of that image flashes in your head, you're kind of snapped back as she kind of gives a curt smile and goes, "I nearly forgot to told you where you need to go to find the creature. That should get you exactly where you need to go, my dears. Just remember, the being that resides there isn't what he seems to be. He may seem innocent, but he is far from it, my dears. Bargain with him if you wish, but there are many opportunities when one is vulnerable." She kind of gives you a kind of half-toothed, crooked smile. "Now, I have some personal tea time I need to attend to, and I believe you all need to carry on with your duties. I will see you around, I'm sure, and if you have the soul coins, remember my services are open to you. Or bringing the blood, that is up to you. Have safe travels, my dears." She kind of gives you all kind of little half-hearted kind of wave as she goes back to her human soup.
Just sounds bad.
Human soup.
I mean, that's what it is.
Right. Shall we leave before she decides some of us are crazy?
Yes.
I'm fine with that.
Let's get out of here.
As you all kind of skedaddle, make your way out through the brambles. I won't have you roll to navigate your way. You guys find a pretty quick and easy way to get through the brambles as you head out and find your war machine perfectly intact, though. The rocks that were once placed inside your pouches kind of come rolling out and roll back into the machine. Kind of tuck themselves away.
Oh, right, I forgot we had rocks in there from the...
Oh yeah, no, she's... Listen, the Dowl is very... She is aware. She's gonna make sure y'all don't forget.
Alright. Simon,
Oh, my back.
Yes.
let her rip.
Beyblade, let it rip.
Let it rip. Alright. So,
Off we go. We
Off.
drive.
we drive. Alright, give me just a second. Because I have to roll to see how quickly you guys find it. Because what's a few rolls?
Few rolls among friends.
Yeah. Well, it's different this time because you guys didn't know where you're going, but the roll's a little different if you do know, because Ruth gave you the actual directions in a weird way because it's Ruth. Because she's a funny haha woman.
Funny haha, not funny hee hee.
Yeah.
Ow. Just pinched myself.
Why would you do that?
It was an accident. Pinched my lip.
I'll pinch your lip.
There you
Nar.
Let's see here. So, okay, here it is. Okay, so as you begin driving, you're kind of following, kind of driving through and kind of following, more so letting your instinct, Simon, you kind of more or less let your instincts kind of take over, as despite like not really knowing where you're going driving through Avernus, you somewhat find yourself subconsciously being able to navigate. And after driving for a few hours, and you come across, hold on, let me find. See, this is what happens when you don't have 50 dozen tabs open, but also if you do have 50 dozen tabs, your computer has a stroke. You would come across, after driving for a few hours, you would come across, you would all see kind of rearing up in the open plain fields, you would see the sight that you all saw in your minds, the cracked helm and sword of a titan that lies half buried in the ashes of Avernus. A spherical stone set into the sword's pommel still gleams with scarlet radiance, as you would see the large set of armor fit for a being way bigger than the size that you're used to seeing present.
Have we considered if we're fighting this thing or trying to talk to whatever this thing is?
I assume that's something you guys will discuss on the way there.
I thought this thing was dead already.
No, she made it no. She made it clear that there is something there, and it's not what it seems.
I guess, yeah, talk to it and see if we can get some
A little
blood.
bit of blood.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you approach this set of armor?
Probably shouldn't drive up to it. We should probably park and walk up to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't want to just like drive up and knock the armor over and
Yeah.
Yeah.
have it be upsetty at us.
So, as you kind of park your war machine kind of a fair distance away, you dismount and head to the set of armor. And as you begin walking to the set of armor, this stuff, the set of armor looking like something you would almost see, you could almost set a full village into. The only thing that seems to catch your eyes as a coming out of what appears to be one of the palms of the gauntlet, you would see what appears to be a tiny familiar form of a creature you've seen in the past. A small, flying little devil covered in spines and wings as it kind of lands on a rock nearby and kind of stares at you. You notice that it doesn't have the typical pitchfork that is with it, but it lands nearby and just kind of stares at you, kind of almost expecting something.
Hello. Hello.
As
Flying Titan blood.
as you speak to it, you kind of hear him. You hear this creature kind of talking in almost a rather booming voice compared to its size, as it just goes, "You seek Titan blood, do you? Well, if you wish for your quarry, then follow me." As the little creature kind of flaps its wings and begins heading to the helm of the suit of armor.
How big is this thing?
It is a small spine devil, so it's probably it's the same size as like Slobber Chops.
I'm gonna kind of like swat at it like a cat.
Yeah, as you kind of swat at it, you guys, what?
I'm following it like you want, but I'm gonna do the cat thing and just be like, meh.
Yeah, as he kind of just, as he just kind of like dodges out of the way of your like swipes, you hear his voice changing from speaking common to a rather deep and kind of almost boisterous tongue that none of you present seem to understand. As he kind of mumbles and grumbles to himself as he lands in the helm of this once large armor set. And as he kind of sits down on what appears to be a little thinking rock, you see him kind of as he kind of sits down, on this little rock that he seems to be thinking. Hear him kind of like arguing with himself, one voice in common, the other in a language none of you understand, but it sounds like deep and rough. Before he kind of looks and goes, "So you wish for mighty Titan blood, then? Well,
Yes.
you've come to the right place, but your Titan is in a bit of a bind."
And what's his bind? Or her bind, or their bind, whatever. What is the Titan's bind?
You see, he was cursed. A long time ago, he was sent by his gods to slay the Dragon Queen. And, well, you can judge by the armor how well that went.
So he failed. He's a failure. Okay, got it.
As as the little creature kind of grumbles to itself in giant, the Tyrant Queen, rather than slaying him in an honorable thing, decided to tease him and taunt him and turn him into something small and weak.
Is it you?
Is it you?
Yeah,
Say that too.
yeah.
It's very
It nods.
Bummer.
Now,
So
I-
how do we fix that?
I have a plan. It's a bit risky, but I have a plan. If you would indulge.
You're not going to ask us to get blood, are you?
Yes, I am.
Ah!
But in exchange, I will give you.
I'm tired of this.
In exchange, you get the blood I am searching for. I will give you my blood once I am back to my true form.
Bullshit.
My curse revolves around spilling the blood of the Dragon Queen herself. Bring me a vial of the dragon blood. I spill it. You can have my divine blood.
So,
Now we're in a-
isn't she like chained up
Blood
in
for
like
blood
some big
for
old
blood?
thing?
No. Arkin the Cruel has a vial of her blood around his neck.
But we need the unicorn blood for that. Which we need your blood for that. And my head is all confused now.
Well, I have a bit of a bargaining chip for you that might be able to sate him to at least acquire the dragon's blood, the Dragon Queen's blood.
Okay.
You saw my fancy sword up there resting upon the rock.
How big is this sword?
It is fucking massive.
Huge.
Yeah, it is a big sword. It's a big sword.
Well, I mean, it is Titan sword. I don't know why I asked that.
I'll show you a big sword.
But he kind of, He kind of gestures to it and goes, "Take the orb on the end of it. I believe the followers of Tiamat would find it quite interesting. Use it as a bargaining chip to get the blood. I mean, if you wish to kill them too, you're more than welcome to. But whatever you have to do, just get me the blood. And I will give you my blood and solve all of your problems."
Is the orb easy to get out of the sword,
Once
or we
A
have
bit-
to finagle it?
a mortal your size, once it touches, the orb will shrink down to the appropriate size as needed. Be mindful, though, the orb is very powerful. It is an heirloom belonging to the Tyrant Queen, and I tried to use it in our fight, but she resisted its effects. But I imagine the followers of Tiamat would be much appreciative of such a relic going back into their queen's hoard.
They probably would be, honestly. You know what? You're not wrong.
That's all I...
Let's send it. Let's go get the rock.
Yeah, let's go do it.
Yep. Off we go.
Just be mindful, the orb, once your hands are placed upon it, will directly connect you to Tiamat. She will hear your every thoughts, moves, and actions. If you plan to betray them, she will know and then more than likely alert her champion. So keep that in mind.
So with that in mind, does anyone have anything we can wrap the orb in so we don't have to worry about her hearing us bitch and complain about having to get all this blood?
Alternatively, we can just...
Hold up, guys.
Hold
Don't
me
we
up.
need her blood for Red Ruth as well, though?
No. Yes. We need some... I don't know. I'm confused who needs what blood at this point.
Let's just do this.
Let's just do this.
Let's just bleed everybody and deal with it later.
That works.
I mean, yeah, that works too. Let's just do this, and we'll figure out who needs what blood after.
There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. Let's just take this one step at a time instead of trying to figure out...
Yeah, because I think you guys are getting stuck on the whole... You guys are getting very much stuck on small factors. Alright. So, for those who wish to, as you go to obtain the orb, you would see kind of resting in the hilt of this large sword, you would see kind of what appears to be a giant, almost emerald-colored orb with what appears to be ornate designs on it. Very intricate in design, and you would see what appears to be a couple of dragons coiled around a very central, pure emerald gem resting in the middle of it. As you guys get closer to it, who would like to touch the orb?
In love with you. I'm probably the best person to grab this orb.
Alright.
Does it look like it's really
Handle
wedged
the
in and we'll need... Does it look like you'll need a little bit of muscle to pull out?
Once you would see as Simon touches the orb shrinks down to where it can fit into the palm of his hand. The orb,
Yes, I mean, you can touch it.
the orb kind of is the size of a crystal ball with its intricate design, and I'll send you a picture of what it looks like.
Okay. Sorry, I've been having a hard time paying attention because I had to do a lot of chores before Jonathan left for work.
It's fine. So, no, that is okay. So, copy image link. There we go. So, as you gather the orb in your hand, Simon, you can kind of feel very potent magic radiating from this orb as it rests in your hands as you hold on to it.
Neat. I'm gonna stick it in my backpack and...
Well, that's not where I thought that sentence was going.
So,
Ain't gonna lie.
All right, stick it in your backpack, and I assume you guys gather up, and head back into the vehicle to head back to Arkan's Tower.
Yep.
All right, perfect. So, as you gather in, you load up and you begin heading out toward. I'll switch the music a little bit back to something we're more familiar with. Yay, the driving songs. All right.
Life is a highway.
Life is a highway.
I'm gonna write it all
we
night
gotta
long.
we gotta put the Mad Max soundtrack on.
Nah, that's heavily copyrighted. I normally wouldn't care, but I don't want to have to sit there and once I upload it, have to deal with like 50 copyrights. They're like, you either need to mute the whole VOD or get rid of it. It's like, nar.
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 Nar, he says. Nar.
Nar.
Nar. So.
Oh, you guys reminded me. I learned an Ethiopian word the other day. R. It's R. It means poop.
Interesting. So, as you driving along, kind of, is there, Simon? Do you have like you just have the orb chilling in your backpack, just kind of like.
I was just sitting there. I'm not concerned about it. I'm not gonna fiddle with it.
Not gonna look at
I
it.
have one task in mind. Let's get this done and figure out step 2.
All right.
At this point, the delivery times are gonna give us lower tips.
I'm not losing a damn star because of this stupid dragon god.
No,
Yeah.
me neither. No, we're not. We worked hard for a 5-star rating.
So, as you continue along driving, making your way back to the location where you've last remembered Arkan's Tower to be. For a few more hours of driving, kind of a little bit longer than it took you to find the mound where the figure once rested, you would eventually see, kind of off in the distance, the familiar shape of the Dark Tower looming. Approaching the tower with your vehicle, you would see the guards once again kind of arriving at the gate, kind of waiting for you all, seemingly to approach closer.
Is it the turtle man again?
There could potentially be the turtle man again. So, I assume you do what you did last time, pull up and head to the location.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of looked at Savine and go, I'm pretty sure I've got a few concussions from our last few encounters, so I'm going to let you guys take the lead. I'm not going to say a word. Because I have learned from Nazareth, and I know that after some head bonks, not the smartest of things come out of your mouth.
Alright.
That's fair.
So, as you all kind of make your way to the gates open up once again, you would see the familiar forms of the ghouls kind of coming out, as you would see the turtle making his way out, using the maw as a almost kind of a walking, makes his way out. He kind of notices you all, and he seems to kind of look expectantly, but you notice he seems a bit surprised to see you do not have the unicorn with you, as he kind of looks at you all and just goes, "And what exactly brings you back here? I've told you what you need to acquire."
And we can't get it. There's way too many other things we gotta do. But we have this other fun fancy toy that we need to talk to big boss man about because we would like to trade. And I'm just gonna pull out the orb.
You see kind of a look of surprise on his face when you pull out the orb, as he kind of shuffles over and he extends his clawed hands out to look at the orb. He basically just...
But I will be holding this until I talk to the other man.
He pulls his hand back. Very well. I think that might be a suitable bargaining chip. But we will...
We're doing it, boys and girls.
As he kind of turns around and you see him kind of gesture with the maws, the ghouls kind of walk past him. Follow me and stay close. The believers of Tiamat will not appreciate thieves in their presence. As he begins making his way in.
I think we all kind of huddle together and stay pretty close.
Yeah.
He's put me in the middle. I have a very expensive orb, and I do not like being hurt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Anya just kind of like.
Sabine takes a hold.
Moves towards.
Sabine takes a hold of Vixara's hand and then takes a hold of Enya's hand, and we kind of shuffle.
Choo choo coming through.
Choo choo coming through. We have an orb, a very important orb.
As you all make your way through the camp, the undead kind of watching you all from the side, the ghouls kind of flanking you as they seem to follow just enough behind to where if you try to run, they'll be the first to grab at you. As you all make your way through, the turtle kind of lumbering through, you would hear what appears to be soft prayers on his lips as he makes his way forward through the camp. As he makes his way through, you would see the sight of a colossal dragon skull leaning against a mountainside, surrounded by bones the size of houses. Acrid smoke rises from the skull's maw. A military tent has been pitched amongst the bones, and parked next to it is a two-wheeled infernal war machine. Gathered around the tent are dozens of chattering reptilian humanoids with gleaming swords, white scales, and white leathery wings. As you all begin making your approach, you would see the sight of these figures kind of as the turtle kind of continues making his way forward. You would see 12 of these almost they almost seem like a bastardized version of a dragonborn as they rush forward, swords in hand, and just when they look like they're about to fight, the turtle holds his hands up and almost seemingly listening to him, they quickly go from a rushing stance to stopping to kneeling on the ground. As the turtle kind of turns around and looks and goes, "Stay very close." As he kind of makes his way forward.
Sure.
As you, even when you pass by them, you all hear the slight predatory hiss coming from these creatures as they stand back up as they pass, their weapons ready at the hand as they stare into the back of your heads, almost staring into your souls.
Jokes on them. Ivan's ginger. I'm so sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, you ain't. Don't lie.
He leads you to the tent, and as he opens up the tent, you would see three figures kind of inside of the tent. Two of them standing by what appears to be a war table. Resting upon the table, you would see what appears to be a somewhat drawn together map of Avernus, but you would see that it seems very complex and mismatched. The first being you would see is a large minotaur, his skin being an obsidian black, wearing what appears to be a mixture of black and gold, a black and gold set of armor, as he kind of looks down at you, letting out a light huff, slight snort coming from him. The other figure you would see appears to be a large beast, almost a large beast with a bastardized lion's head and a kind of lion's head covered in what appears to be spines and draconic-like wings, as it kind of lays, as it's laying there, kind of staring at you all, as nothing more than meal piece. The last one you see is a dragonborn dressed in what appears to be a set of almost what seems to be obsidian covered in spines. You would see the familiar crest resting upon the breastplate of it, the same symbol that is rested around your guys' neck. But the most notable thing about this dragonborn is the left side of his body is almost rotted and decayed, as his left hand seems more human but rotted, as though it is something that has been decaying for the last hundreds of years. As the dragonborn kind of sees you all, he kind of looks towards the turtle and just goes, "Who are these people, Kroll? And why do you bring them into my tent?" The turtle responds and just goes, "They have an item to partition, to bargain with." So he kind of gestures for you guys to enter into the tent more, the minotaur kind of eyeing up each and every one of you.
I'm gonna hold the orb kind of in front of me and be like, "We have this, and we need the blood that you have around your neck." That's the long and short of why we're here. I don't know what this orb is. I don't know what you're gonna do with it. I don't really need to know. I'm not really probably going to tell you what I'm going to do with the blood, because I don't really know what I'm going to do with the blood. But that's why we're here.
Simple and straight to the point. I like that. Very well, if you wish to just partition for this, as you see the kind of twisted hand kind of grab a hold of the vial and just goes, "You do not know what exactly you possess, but you're willing to barter for a bit of my goddess's blood. Very well, I will respect that. But how do I know for sure that you're not going to try anything involving foiling any of our plans?"
I don't even know what your plans are.
Yeah, we don't know what your plans are. We're just trying to get our city out of Avernus.
I don't know if I'd say that. I don't know if I'd say that.
That he foiled his own plans?
Yeah, he foiled his own plan.
He kind of rips. He kind of undoes
My
it.
super secret plan.
He kind of undoes the necklace as he approaches you all. You see the Minotaur kind of walk with him as he approaches. The Minotaur grabs a hold of the orb, and with the rotted head around, he places it in your hand, Simon, as you feel the potent magics around the hand that he hands the vial with, as even like the air around it reeks of rot and decay. As the Minotaur hands him the orb, a smile kind of come across the Dragonborn's face as he goes, "Soon, my queen, you shall get out of Avernus like I promised."
Oh,
As he
Neat.
kind of walks, over, sets the orb. As he goes over and sets the orb kind of on the table, as he kind of looks at you all and just goes, "I appreciate everything you've done. You've brought me a very useful item that I'm more than happy to part with a little bit of her blood. Normally I would have had to use her blood to free her, but this orb right here, along with this hand, should be more than sufficient enough for what I need to do."
Anna kind
Also,
of
also
shyly
any
laces her hand.
any way you can, help us with these? And she kind of points to the mark on her neck.
As he kind of looks at her and he just goes, "Marked for thieves, are you?
It's a misunderstanding. We told your turtle friend all about it.
He thinks about it. He thinks about it for a moment. "I think, given what you've done here, I think this would be more than enough for your penance. I will petition my god to relieve you of your marks. Whether she decides to or not, that is up for her to decide."
We would greatly appreciate that. And she kind of gives a little bow.
Of course. After all, with the artifacts of two gods present, no chains can bind her to this plane. And she will be more than happy to assist you in whatever you wish to be done. If you wish not to be marked by her, then she will remove her mark, I'm sure. As he kind of places his hand on the orb, you would see it kind of swirling with dark magic as the orb goes from its glistening green to almost a mixture of colors. You would see green, then red, then black, then white, then blue. Perhaps then it might be best if we can settle this arrangement now then, shall we? Come. We will remove that mark for you. As he gestures for you to follow him.
Yeah, I guess we follow him.
Yeah.
yeah.
As you follow him, the Minotaur kind of following behind you guys, as well as the turtle. As he makes his way to the large maw that is resting, you would feel what feels like bellowing smoke kind of rising in and out. The smell of sulfur kind of filling the air. As you would see the Dragonborn kind of hold his hands out. The orb in hand, his other hand, not the rotting one. As you hear him kind of proclaim and go, "Great Tiamat, mother of dragons, these outsiders have brought us a great gift. In exchange, they wish to be relieved of your mark. I have done what I can I have done what I've can. I have offered them your blood as a blessing and regard, but we need confirmation of your blessing, as a low hiss comes from the inner part of the cave as you would hear what sounds like the low kind of gurgling. At first it sounds like maybe something brewing, but then you would begin to see the form of a large creature begin making its way out of the cave. What starts off as one head turns into two, turns into three, turns into four, then turns into five. As you would see 5 different heads of different dragons. One red, one white, one blue, one black, and one green. As this large dragon form emerges out of the cave, the lizard-like dragons kind of backing up a little bit as you are greeted with the large form of the Tyrant Queen herself staring down at you all. Her towering form kind of staring down as though you are nothing more than maggots, as she lets this low hiss reverberate from her chest as smoke emanates from the red head. As she speaks, each of the heads completing a part of her sentence as she communicates with you all. You have done a great service to me, thieves. I have not forgotten your transgression, but bringing me back one of my orbs of power is more than penance for your transgression against my horde. You are no longer thieves in my eyes, but do not forget that I remember those who have wronged me, even if they've written them right. As her eyes gleam, and you all feel what feels like a burning sensation around your throat. And for a moment, it feels as though you guys can't breathe. Even Savine, with her natural resistance to the heat, feels almost like someone is burning away at her skin with hellfire. As you all gasp for air, you feel that the mark is gone around your neck.
That looked like it sucked for you guys.
It's off.
As Tiamat kind of looks towards Arkan, you have done a great deal for me, my champion. We will discuss what is to come from Avernus. Call in the other dragons with the orb. Ready the Abishai. We will make our presence known to Zariel and Bel that I want my throne in Avernus back. As Arkan kind of nods, as you see her form kind of begin shrinking as she turns away and begins making her way back into the cave. As the ground shakes from her immense weight before eventually slipping back into the cave. Arkan kind of turning around with a crude smile on his face. Thank you again. In here, I knew that the ventures that I've had to do for my queen would pay off, and you've made this ever more sweet. As he looks at the hand and goes, and I will be sure to pay back Exandria with every little bit. You can go now.
Yep,
All
we're
right.
gonna go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Anna's already walking out
Nice
of the
doing
door.
business.
As you begin heading out, you're escorted out by the turtle and the minotaur. Once you get past the gates slam behind you all. As you would hear what sounds like draconic screaming ahead, as you would see what appears to be a large white dragon begin flying off, seemingly in a direction. You would see what appears to be small bands of what appear to be the draconic lizard folk as they let out their bellowing cries as they seem to head out in random directions throughout Avernus.
Oh, we might have done something bad.
Yeah, we were kind of in too deep to stop. Thought about that.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
like, we couldn't kill all those guys. They would have just killed us.
No,
I feel
they.
like-
Yeah.
By the time we got in there, I think it was kind of a moot point. On level with
Yep.
it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we just won't talk about this.
I'm gonna. Speaking of not talking about this, I'm gonna send a message to Bernie.
I missed. I missed a bit of what happened. Sorry.
No, I
What
just
happened?
said that we might have messed up by. We might have done something bad by giving him that orb.
What? The Tiamat?
Yes.
Are we back in the war machine by now?
I would assume you guys are hopping into the war machine.
I'm sending a message. I'm sending a message to Bernie.
I'm gonna look extremely worried and say a prayer to my God because I might have pissed him off.
What is the message to Bernie?
Oh boy, because I can only do 25 words.
We done goofed.
Bernie.
Big fucky wucky,
Yeah.
please help.
Big fucky wucky.
Hang on.
Send
Hang
help.
on. Let me. Bernie. Tiamat champion has orb. Tiamat planning to make presence known. Mentioned getting throne back from Zariel. Thought. No. Yeah.
No. You.
I ran out of words to say. Thought you should know. I only had
No,
three
sorry.
left.
It'll keep him from rolling. It's okay.
You send that message out, and you do not receive a reply.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up.
I'm
Tell
having
me
to
somebody
send
else
another
will
one
do
and
that.
be like, you up? But I don't want to waste. I don't want to waste. I don't want to waste another spell slot. So.
Did anyone actually expect to just find Tiamat here?
No,
No.
no.
Oh.
Because like I knew it was gonna be, obviously probably not the best thing in the world that we did it, but like I figured it wasn't gonna be,
Mhm.
horrendous. But yeah.
No,
It's
I
it's
didn't
fine.
expect that she would be actually here. So
Yeah, that kind of took me back. Not gonna lie to you.
I think I'm contemplating my life choices at this point.
So yeah, we're gonna drive off to the Titan.
Yep, we're gonna head back to the Titan as we can think about the consequences of our actions.
Oh, I got something I can do now.
What's that?
I'm going to take
Are
that
you-
scarf. I'm going to take that scarf out of my backpack that I commissioned forever ago, and I'm going to put it around my neck, tucking the rest of it into my armor so it doesn't fall off.
There you go.
You're seriously gonna put a scarf on in Avernus?
Listen.
It's a reminder of of the choices you have made.
It's a reminder of why I'm doing all this shit.
Your neck is gonna be so sweaty.
These weak arms are
My
happy.
knees are going to be weak. Are my arms going to be heavy?
Yes.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so You all begin making your way to back to the Titan. And I'm gonna make a roll real quick.
Oh.
I'll be a son of a bitch. You guys have been no, you guys have been rolling really well on your travel checks. No, like that. So I roll every time you guys travel to a new location, and basically the idea is I roll, and then if the numbers match, you find your location. Every time I've rolled for you, your guys' numbers have matched in the last 3 locations.
Oh, well, that's good.
You've rolled a 14, a 16, and I just rolled a natural 20.
Hey, let's go.
Hell yeah.
So I was like, God damn.
Driving, Simon.
So, you make your way back fairly effectively as you easily find your way back to the... As you make your way... You easily find your way back to the site of the Titan as you make your way towards... You would make your way towards the helm where you would see the small little spine devil kind of resting as he sees you all approach. He kind of like grumbles to himself as he just goes, "So, did you get it?"
We are approaching with your order as she holds up the blood.
He kind of like flies over and so he kind of like holds his hands and he's like, "Yeah, yes, give it to me, give it to me."
Well, we still need some of it. We can't.
No, I will give you the blood, I promise.
Okay, can we? Here you go.
He snatches it. He snatches it, and as he snatches it, you watch as he kind of hovels over to. He kind of like hovels his way outside, and as he hovels his way, you would see as he opens up the vial and pours it onto the ground.
All of it?
All of it. As he pours all of it into the ground, you hear him cackling to himself as you see his form beginning to shift. As his form shifts, you watch as he grows into this large, humanoid, almost looking, the real world equivalent I could describe it is, you watch as his form changes from this grungy little gremlin-like creature covered in spines as his form shifts into this large, almost like chiseled perfectly out of marble being with large wings that seem to be wreathed in a fire as his hair is also wreathed in a similar, not like hellfire, but almost kind of an angelic fire. As he turns around and you would see present before you a large Empyrean. As he lets out a cackle, grabs the sword resting down, and you watch with no hesitation taking the sword and with his chiseled form and cutting through his perfectly chiseled form, he cuts open a vein and pours a lot of his blood for you.
Thanks for tipping.
Yeah, he finds a suitable vessel to pour it in, and instead of getting a drop of blood, he gives you a gallon.
Oh, fuck, okay.
As he smiles to himself and goes, "Your reward for freeing me from this hell has been paid," as you watch as he snaps out of existence.
Okay, bye.
The question.
Mm-hmm.
You want to drink some of his blood?
Yeah, just a sip.
I mean, that was one of my questions, but I have another question.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't we need Tiamat's blood for Red Ruth for her to divine where the sword is?
It just had to be potent blood.
So this works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a gallon of Titan blood, so we can
Got a
also
gallon of
free-
Titan blood, so we can free Rosala.
We can do everything. Like,
Yeah.
Which
I want
brings
to have a
which
sippy
brings me
sip.
back. I was about to say that brings me back to our first question.
Mhm.
Can I have a sip?
Yeah.
Kind of looks next to Vixara with like glowing eyes.
I would like a sippy, please.
If you
I've never
would,
tried Titan before.
I was like, if you
I'm
want,
curious to see if it-
if any of you want, you can give me a history or an arcana check, and I can give you a rundown. If you guys
Oh no, I'm
Wait,
not
to-
gonna do it. I'm just gonna try it because I
wanna
want to
s-
see what happens.
Sure.
Wait,
I
history.
would still like
What
to make
to
checks
take a?
so I know what's happening.
No,
Wait,
just
wait.
a figure.
Roll.
Learn about Empyreans.
Okay. No, I just want to have a drink.
Me too.
You said history or arcana?
Yep.
Mine.
I've got a +0 in all of those.
Yeah, I got a
Yay!
plus
Oh
one. I don't.
I'm not rolling because I've got a
Alright.
+0 in all of those.
But I would like a sip.
Okay.
I would
I'll get to the sip part here in a minute. So,
Okay.
Simon, so that was in Empyreans, which is what you witnessed, are effectively considered are pretty much children of the upper plane gods. So outside of like devas, these are like, this is basically, if you were to take to give a real world equivalent, this would be like the equivalent of like Heracles or like any of like the Greek heroes that are like borderline demigods. Empyreans are probably like the angelic equivalent if those demigods actually ascended into godhood type situation. Like obviously I know like Heracles and them exist within the pantheon of D&D, but like to give like a real world example to you guys, this would be like God Heracles.
Yeah.
So he can, and yeah, so you guys did just kind of witness a very fucking crazy thing, because not too many people can see like a perfected being just literally give you blood and then fuck off. So then again, you guys have crazy stories to tell any people you've talked about where it's like, yeah, I met the tyrant of dragons, and I just met a godchild, and he gave me blood, and then he fucked off. You guys have had a fun time in hell. But as for the blood drinking, for those who wish to drink the blood, which, okay, it tastes like what blood would taste like. However, there's almost a weird, like, refreshing vibe to it. It's almost, yes.
It's like you just drank a fucking liquid IV.
Liquid IV.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, no, pretty much. Like, your body strangely feels quenched.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Like red Gatorade.
Yeah.
Most
Quench your
importantly-
thirst.
Most
Or maybe
importantly,
it's a white Ultra Zero monster.
It's still very iron tasting, but you're also just kind of like, huh, that actually wasn't that bad.
do we get a buff?
No,
That is the only thing I can. Damn it.
no, I'm not letting you game it.
You did this for a buff.
I did.
I did this for the taste.
I did this for the love of the game.
Look, she's never tried Titan before.
And
I
it's-
don't care about like
take
consuming
the opportunity.
the parts of other creatures because that's disgusting. But I was curious to see if it gave me a buff.
Okay,
That was it.
Shit, bitch has gotta eat her own.
sounds good. So, as you all,
I swear to God.
so as you acquire effectively a gallon of Titan blood, well, slightly less than a gallon now because you guys took a little slight sippy. I take it you're heading back to the Demon Cipher.
El Genio.
What's closer, the hag or the genie?
Simon, you naughty boy.
What?
What did he do?
Didn't you guys promise to release the Dow?
Yes, but he's asking what's closer.
Well, let me.
I was
I'm
thinking
asking
you were
we're
just
not
going
going
to
to do
give
it.
the
I'm asking how close is she closer or is the hag closer?
Let me consult the map that apparently exists, despite Avernus being
Johnny.
clearly described as ever expanding. Because fuck me.
Here, I'm sorry, Mom, locked you in.
From where you are located, they're both about the same distance.
Opposite directions, I'm
Which ones
assuming.
we go?
It's a matter of, do you go north or do you go northeast? Northwest.
Let's
That's
just go to the genie first.
okay. So, all right, roll for travel. Man, I'm starting to think of the module is like, yeah, just fucking be done with this. As fucking rolled an 18 again.
They want us to be done our DoorDash.
Yeah, it's just like, you guys have called this DoorDash too many times. It's like, it's done. It's like, get him out of here. Be done with Avernus. So, as you all make your way, to, as you all begin making your way to the Demon Zapper, I will mention, with the amount of time that would be passing, it would be getting fairly close to when you guys would normally rest. So the proposition I pose to you at this point is, you guys can either rest and continue on the next day, but I roll another chance for the traveling for something to happen, or you continue on and you just give me a Constitution save for exhaustion.
How far is the hag's place from where we are at this point? Because I know we've started traveling.
I would say you would get to the Demon Zapper, but if you do not rest at the Demon Zapper, you will have to give me the contract. Let me clarify that. So, you can get to the location you're currently getting at, but if you travel anymore and you do not take a long rest, you're going to start rolling me exhaustion.
Yeah. We have how many soul coins? 3?
We have 3.
We should save those for extreme situations, not for this.
Well, I'm saying that we can get to the Demon Zapper, we can call the Bazaar again, but we're just going to have to make sure we're well rested and use the coin for something, because we can't just keep calling it and not spending any money.
Alternative. I have a +7 to my Constitution. You guys can rest while I drive.
Possibly.
I don't like that.
That's if nothing happens.
Yeah, you'd have to wake us up if something happens. I don't like that, though. And do you even know how to drive this thing?
Simon can teach me. He's a smart boy.
I can teach you in the amount of time that we're gonna have to do a swap. No.
It's like a horse.
It is
No.
not like a horse. A horse does not have wheels, Anna.
Or an engine.
Anna kind
Or
of
an
shrugged.
engine.
Well, I tried.
Was not a bad idea, but right this second, not something I think we can manage.
You can teach me on the way to the Demon Zapper.
Sorry, I'm old.
Mood.
So, what are we feeling?
Because I think that's what we're gonna have to do is get there, free the genie, and then
rest.
call the bazaar and just rest there,
Yeah.
and then go to the hag.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because Bernie didn't answer me, so I'd like to check on her and see if she's okay.
Also, another thing that we may want to do, just because I know that we, have gotten what we need and the hag's gonna tell us the information we need to find the burning citadel, we might still want to go back and help that wizard get out of that obelisk because, like, didn't talk
the
about
wizard
it, but
who
we shouldn't discredit the fact that
That he
Tiamat
almost
mentioned
killed
there's now
Savine?
2 gods there.
You mean the fact that he almost killed Savine?
No, so the one who wants the blood is the one in the tower, not the one that's trapped in the puzzle.
Well,
Yeah.
he wanted potent blood too, so we gotta kind of make.
We
a
got enough
decision on
potent
it.
blood. We got enough potent blood to go around, so we can give it.
Yeah,
We can give some to Rosala. We can give some to Ruth. We can give some to the wizard in the tower.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't care about the one who's trapped with this puzzle.
Yeah, not really.
He can stay trapped for all I care.
Yeah.
Because I would like to have as many friends as we can because I don't really want to have to fight Tiamat and whatever other god is supposed to be there.
Yeah,
Well,
she
I
did
mean-
mention something about 2 gods.
So, just to ponder. Not saying it's ideal. Zariel's probably not going to be happy that Tiamat is freed. So, which one is the bigger danger?
Both are dangerous, if you
They
ask me.
They both are.
Except Tiamat might be happy that we freed her, and she may,
No,
not do anything
Tiamat
to-
still remembers that we were apparently thieves, and if we do anything else to piss her off, she's got 5 heads. She can chomp us she can chomp us all at once and then chomp somebody again with one of her heads.
Then we just don't
Not
piss her
it.
off again.
You just say not it.
Not it. Nose goes, not it.
I don't think you're gonna have a choice about being chomped or not, Simon. She's got 5 heads.
I mean, have you considered just not pissing her off then?
Have you noticed that we tend to have a habit of pissing people off without actually trying to piss them off?
Fair
I mean,
point.
I'm doing kind of okay. That's kind of on you guys. I'm just.
I mean,
Yeah,
you're guilty.
excluding Simon, the rest of us have a habit of pissing people off.
Simon's guilty by association. He's a part of this too.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Anyways,
Realistically,
So-
what I was getting at is, regardless of who was on our side where, I would very much like to have as many people on our side that will help us in any given chance as we can.
I
Hmm.
agree.
Whether we
Okay.
have to fight Tiamat or we have to be buddies with Tiamat.
Which I don't really like that idea, but
I like it more than being murdered by a dragon god.
It never hurts to have a god on your side.
I mean, you have my goddess on our side.
You have your goddess on your side.
Is she physically here and can she eat me?
No, she can't eat you
Okay then.
unless you're into that, and no, she's not here.
Okay then. I'm gonna deal with the one that is currently in front of, not exactly physically in front of me. I'm gonna deal with the one that can be in front of me and physically harm and or kill me, with brutal efficiency because she's a 5-headed dragon and you guys stole from her at some point. Kind
We
of.
did it.
I don't really know the whole story, but I'm not gonna get into it. But I would like as many friends to not be eaten by dragons and or devils and save the city as we can. Is really what I'm getting at.
That's fair.
Because we are 5 people.
And a Lulu, and we have a Lulu.
We also
Yes.
have Slobber Top.
We
Slobber,
have slobber chops.
slobber chops
Yeah.
kind of just just curled up, purring, kind of resting on Lulu.
I mean, do we? And Savine kind of leans in. Do we even have Lulu? She hasn't really done anything.
She helped me and Virus get down the chains at
We
Avernus.
wouldn't even know about the Citadel if not for Lulu, which is a
She,
very valid point.
That's fair. That's fair.
she did not help me off the obelisk. So
I tried my best.
To be fair, she
You
did
were
stop me
being
from-
extremely reckless.
She
with
did
no
stop me
warning.
from plummeting into the river Styx.
She stopped you from plummeting into the River Styx, not me.
Forgot about
Well, maybe
that.
somebody
Love
shouldn't
it.
have climbed. Maybe somebody shouldn't have climbed up on a fucking tower when there was a genie.
I mean, I didn't know there was a genie at the time.
Yeah, but
Are
she
we
told you
there
to
yet?
stop.
I was just
I
waiting
mean-
for the conversation to be done.
I didn't know she was a genie.
So, as you all kind of continue this conversation, eventually you would see the sight of the demon zapper as it kind of stops, and as it kind of like as it appears off in the distance, you would see the sight of the zapper kind of charging up, stopping just a little bit outside of the range of the zapper. You would see that the structure is still relatively intact, though there are a few more. There seems to be a few more pieces of wreckage scattered throughout the location. So, is there anyone that wishes to approach the demon zapper?
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
I'm
yell
staying
out,
in
be
the
like,
car.
Rosala, you
As
have your blood. Your DoorDash has arrived.
you would see her. As you would see her kind of materialize a bit of a distance away, as the rocks from your device kind of crawl out and form up near, as you see her materialize near you all, as she kind of, with a smile on her face, just goes, "So I hear your quest has done well, then."
Yep, we got your blood that you can take a sippy sip of and be free.
I take it you hand her the blood?
Yep.
Yeah. So as you hand her...
Not all of it.
Not all of it, but we pour
Well-
some in something and hand it to her.
do we have something to pour it in?
She poured into her own hand.
Oh,
She could just form a... You think she could just form a flask with her hand?
You just like, make a little cup with your hands.
I mean, I have a water skin, so I just pour some blood in my water skin and hand it to her.
Okay. Sure.
I've got an alchemy jug to drink water from, so I don't really need the water skin.
You know what? That's fair. As you take the water skin, pour the blood in there, you watch as she kind of like takes the blood and quickly like takes a swig of it all. As she takes a swig of it all, and you watch as what appears to be as you would see, she kind of looks at you all before eventually you would see what seems to be almost these kind of like chains that appear on her arm suddenly let loose and dissolve into nothingness, as she kind of lets out a smile. She goes, I'm free. I'm free, thank you. I wasn't expecting to be free from my bind so quickly. Thank you all again. I might not have much to pay you back, but the unicorn is all yours, and I have something else I could potentially give if you're interested.
Oh yeah, we don't actually need the.
We don't need the
anymore.
unicorn. We've got enough blood from the Titans, so
I'd like to try some unicorn.
You want to try the blood or the meat, or both?
Just a nibble.
Should we just let it free in Avernus?
I think that's a terrible idea, actually.
Yeah.
Why don't we take the unit? Well, we can give it to the. I can't remember anyone's
Something.
name today.
No,
the,
no, no,
the
no, no,
bizarre
no, no.
guy.
I,
Oh, we can give it to Mahadi.
I would love to keep it as a pet.
I think that's a
Where are we
terrible
gonna
idea.
keep it?
Mm-hmm.
She could probably keep up with us.
That's a terrible
I
idea.
think that's a terrible idea, and I'm sorry, that's a terrible idea.
What happened to as many allies as possible?
Not a unicorn. We're already a walking target. Now we're gonna have a fucking unicorn, and then that's gonna make us even
Who's
more
gonna be
target.
sprinting after us for hours with no protection in hell?
I'll ride the unicorn. I'll protect it.
No, you almost died from trying to get the unicorn because apparently your brain's not working.
But then I'll be on a unicorn that can help me out.
Oh God.
I like where your head's at, but unfortunately, it's not gonna be a feasible option.
We're not going to kill it.
We're,
No, we're not gonna
kill it.
kill it. We're just take it with us.
To Mahadi, who will probably kill it for its blood.
We don't know what Mahadi's gonna do with it. He could,
They all want the unicorn blood.
We don't know that.
We will just talk to him. We'll summon the bazaar and we'll talk to him.
You can't assume that everybody wants to kill a unicorn. Mahadi might be like, oh, unicorn, I might have this wholesome stuff around the bazaar for me, you know?
And treat it like a mule when it's actually a powerful being. Okay.
I mean, I don't know. We don't know what he's gonna do with it.
Anna starts pouting but doesn't say anything else.
We're gonna ask him.
As the dowel kind of like snaps her fingers, you watch as the structure itself dissolves, as you would see what appears to be several elemental like beings basically break it down. As she materializes what appears to be a tablet in her hand, she goes, I do have one more gift for you if you wish to partake in it. And she hands you what appears to be a tablet written with infernal writing. She goes, it is a invitation for one of the lords if you beseech help in your quest. One of not all of Zariel's associates are loyal to her. Speaking to him might help you with your troubles with getting the city free from its bindings.
Sweet, 2 for 1.
Does it say on the tablet which lord?
It is a formal invitation to interact. It is a formal invitation to a devil by the name of Bell.
Okay.
Oh.
This would be helpful. How can we use this invitation? Do we just, like, hold it up somehow and he comes to us, or do we go to him?
You go to him and present it to him at his forge, and he will be there to assist you. If what is said to be true, if you interest him enough, he can provide assistance in what you need. If I recall correctly, from what I have heard, he is not the fondest of Zariel, but he is forced by decredence to make her weapons of war. Plus, if you can find a suitable upgrades or scrap, I'm sure his mechanics can do something for your vehicle.
That's actually
Lit.
a good idea. Yeah. Do you know where the forge is?
She kind of looks around for a moment and she goes, his forge should be hold on. And this is not me stalling to pull up the map again. what happens when you run shit on old PCs. It's fine though. I love my PC, despite me
Just
giving
upgrade
it.
forehead.
Yeah, because I have the money to it.
No, I know. I'm messing with you.
I know you are. She says, she goes, it's to the east of here, but in order to get to his forge, you will have to pass through the river Styx.
Uh-oh.
I have a spell for that.
Yeah, that's future me's problem.
Yeah. She just kind of goes, well, fairly well, and safe travels. As you watch as a portal opens up to what you see to just be almost a wall of dirt as she phases through the dirt and the portal shuts behind her.
She was nice.
Anna scoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, Mahadi time.
Should we go talk to the unicorn first?
I mean, yeah, we should probably kind of, I guess, collect the unicorn, for lack of a better term. I don't know how you want to phrase that.
Is the unicorn conscious?
Yes.
Okay. Damn it.
As
So much for just lugging it. With
Can
her.
I pet the unicorn?
I've licked the unicorn.
as you all approach, you see
And I
the
firmly grasp the unicorn.
So as you
Firmly
As-
grasp it.
as you all see the sphere kind of open, you would see this majestic white horse with long, flowing, almost like golden hair, and a single golden horn protruding on its head as it kind of looks around and sees you all. And as it makes its way over, it kind of bows and just almost with this kind of tone of like authority, but also kind of the grace of nobility. It just goes, I thank thee, travelers, for freeing me from such an infernal contraption. They devils down here were using me as nothing more than a lighthouse to cause harm to its denizens. Granted, I'm not offended by that, but I'm more so offended that they put me in such a damned device. However, shall I be able to repay you all for helping me out here?
Good news is
Good
no
luck
longer
charm
need
made
your
out of your
blood.
mane hair.
Well,
tail hair.
she wants to pet you, she points at Enya. She wants to lick you, she points to Nixara. And he wants to firmly grasp you? I don't know what that means. She
That was a
points to
joke.
Simon.
I don't actually want to grasp anything.
No, I changed my mind. I want a good luck charm that's woven from this thing's hair.
Oh, that's very cute.
That is
Yeah.
cute, actually.
Just
Yeah.
like some of his tail hair, some of his hair, I don't care. Just like a cute little good luck charm.
Hmm.
I want to
That
touch
way-
the horn and boop his snoot.
She kind of just looks at you all for a moment.
lady.
Oh, a lady horse.
I don't know why that's so funny to me.
She's a lady horse.
Lady horse.
It pretty much gives me like Donkey from Shrek. Like, oh, you're a girl.
Man.
Oh, we should have said that when Tiamat showed up. Damn it.
Oh, that would have been the perfect opportunity.
It would have been.
Damn.
Yeah, that's how you all get hit with fucking 5 different breath attacks from Great Worm variants. That's how I roll like.
TPK.
That's how I roll 50. That's how I roll 50 d12s just to decide your guys' fate.
I
Oh,
like to quick save
Look,
before I
but
make
if
this action.
all of those d12s roll at a 1, we would still all live. It's fine.
Yeah, well, let me just burn a reaction just to change that. Anyway, I mean, To be fair, actually, I would have to actually look at Tiamat's stat block to see what her breath attack damage does, because it's actually pretty.
We can do that another time. Let's get the campaign going because we are getting sidetracked.
Yeah, no, she just kind of like stares at you all for a moment as she kind of just goes, very well, if a lock of my hair for luck and to be petted is all you ask, then so be it. As she kind of like moves her horn, and I want to keep in mind that unicorns are large creatures, so this fucking unicorn's like a Clydesdale horse. As she kind of like, you see her horn glow for a moment as a small lock of her hair goes off as it kind of flies, almost seems kind of magically compelled to go over to you and lands in your hand.
I'm gonna braid it.
For those who wish to pet the horse, she will allow you to pet her.
Nice.
Give her a nice little pat.
Yeah.
Pat, pat.
Ooh, a lock of her hair to put in my scarf would be really cute. Thank
She's
you for
gonna.
making me think of that.
She's gonna like. You know how like little kids when they have something they want and they think somebody wants it and they kind of like clutch it to their chest, but kind of like close to their armpit too. She's gonna do that with that lock of hair. She's gonna be like, ah.
Yeah, nice. As the unicorn kind of gives you all a bow and goes, "Fare thee well, travelers. Thank you for your assistance. I will find my way out of Avernus, but I thank thee for freeing me from my entrappings. I shall
There's somewhere safe for you to go to until you find your way out.
Oh. And where is this safety, Patel?
It's a wandering emporium.
Kind of blinks at you and just goes, very well. That would be a good start. Though, would this emporium be safe from others? Granted, my form is a light that attracts those of unholy divination.
I mean, it seems to zap in and out of existence, so...
Very
Let's find out. I'm gonna chuck the coin on the ground.
Yeah, as you chuck the coin, you would hear the sounds of what appears to be war machines, and after a little bit of time, you would see the similar vehicles of the wandering emporium as they pull their way into the location as they begin setting up what is the wandering emporium. As it every time they keep doing this, you guys swear they're almost doing it faster and faster. As they get set up and you are nice and safe in the emporium.
I'm going to go find Bernie.
I'll come with you.
Okay.
Is Bernie the hairdresser lady?
Yes.
Yes.
I hope
I'll
she's
tag
okay.
along.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to see if she's okay because she didn't answer my message.
I'll take the unicorn to Mahadi just to see what he's got to say about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you, because I don't want just Anna doing that talking.
Alright.
Smart idea. Smart idea.
Yeah, almost said it, Anna.
I don't have a better way. I don't have a more gentle way to put that. I don't want you being the only one that does that talking.
We almost had the unicorn on the team.
I mean, after falling from a like 50-foot monolith, she probably has a really extreme concussion, so that probably checks out.
Fair enough. So,
I'm
we should
role
probably
playing
do
that
real
she's
medical
got a
attention.
concussion.
fair enough. So, we will start with the... So, we will start with, Bernie. So, who was all going to see Bernie?
It's me, Enya, and Vixara.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, you all make your way over to. You all make your way to Bernie's shop as she sees you all approaching. She kind of gives a smile and goes, "Oh, it's so nice to see you all. I definitely feel like it almost feels like at this point Mahadi should be following you around, as you've been the more recent business that we've been having more happen."
I'm glad to see you're okay. Did you get my message I sent you?
She kind of blinks and goes, I did. I had to take some time to consider everything, and given everything that is going on, and from what I've understand from the situation, I'm sure you had a good reasoning to do what you've done.
We had to get a bunch of blood. It was a whole thing.
Very well. I assumed as such. I must admit, not the way I would have gone about it, but I'm not the one dealing with Arkin. But him having an orb of dragonkind as well, if the rumors are to be true, another god-blessed artifact he extracted from another plane. As long as it sounds like we might have another contender for the Blood War.
Also, did you know Tiamat was actually down here?
Yes.
Did not expect to actually see her.
Tiamat was once the archdevil of this place before Zariel came along.
Huh.
And before her was Belle.
Yeah, we actually are probably gonna go see him.
Be mindful of any dealings he offers you. Most archdevils down here are keen like that, but
I don't think any of us are stupid. Well, I would say I don't think any of us are dumb enough to make a deal with the devil, but
just
What are you implying?
someone almost died.
just whatever you have to do, be sure you're willing to live with the weight. I know Bahamut would trust in your judgments, but now that Tiamat is a viable player in this with a champion, things are going to be a lot more interesting. She kind of grumbles to herself and goes, if he would have been stopped in Exandria, we wouldn't have this problem.
Yeah, Arkin mentioned Exandria as well. He mentioned about taking revenge on Exandria.
Oops.
From my understanding, that is where he acquired a very potent artifact. He took it from, if the courts are to be rumored, and if my sources are to be true, he took a potent artifact from a group of adventurers that were dealing with a god. The artifact in question is the Hand of Vecna.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh
Oh yeah!
Oh no.
I don't know what that means.
Oh no.
That's why his hand was all gross and sticky.
Oh
and
no. Oh no.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys.
Out of character, I'm surprised, Ray, you do not recognize the name Arkin.
No,
Arkin from
Out of
Exandria.
Wait! Oh!
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
That's the same Arkin.
Oh, you sneaky, sneaky bitch.
No, that's in the module. I did not change it or add it.
Actually?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
My sound alerts are broken there, Pyro, sorry. But yeah, no, that's a cheeky nod to Exandria.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah.
Also, out of character, I saw that picture and I'm like, oh, it's all rotted and weird, and he specifically has like a big special hand, and he's talking about another artifact from a god. I wasn't gonna say anything, but like, there's not a whole lot of things in D&D lore that do exactly what you're talking about.
No, there's not. There's not.
But yeah.
I am googling this.
So yeah, you guys have given him an Orb of Dragonkind, and he has the Hand of Vecna.
Oh, this is wow. I think we fucked up even bigger than what we did for Curse's Strut there, not?
Ah.
I'm gonna need a bigger car.
So Bernie just kind of goes. There's a few within the court that are keeping an eye on things, but we will have to see if the price that you paid for the blood was worth it.
Oh, shit. This is not
We'll
good.
find out. We'll find out.
That's not good. I just read what it does.
Just, I understand El Toro is important to you all, and I respect that you guys are willing to do what you need to, but remember the cost that you're willing to pay for such a location.
We didn't really.
No, we listen.
I know I'm not there, but like.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We didn't really. It kind of happened really fast. We didn't expect him to like. Yeah. Anyways, but we got our marks off our neck as well, so that's kind of a bonus. And
Just keep an eye out for her Apashai to run around. You might see more of them now that she is more than likely going to be active in the fight.
yeah. Anyways, we're gonna go contemplate our life choices at the Infernal Rapture.
Very well. If there is anything else I can do for you, just, you know where to find me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take care. As we, while this conversation is going on, we snap cut to the Infernal Rapture as Anna and, I am assuming Anna, Enya, and Simon are here?
No, Enya was with me and Vixara.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Anna and Simon?
Hello.
You all make your way in, and as you make your way in with the unicorn, you see Mahadi kind of like look as he's taking a hit from the hookah, and then just kind of look over and just goes, I know it wasn't specifically said, but no horses in here.
It's not a horse, it's a unicorn.
I very much am aware.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I very much don't care. Is that what he said?
I'm very much aware.
I said I very much don't care.
As the unicorn just kind of lets out a snort of frustration, and he just kind of goes, But, what can I help you all with?
Well, the unicorn wants to make its way back. It needs protection, and in exchange, she could probably help you out if you need protection.
I think we can work something out. But that is a conversation between me and the unicorn. As
Of
he
course.
as he snaps his fingers, you watch as the unicorn just disappears.
Oh,
So,
That's a thing you can do. Okay.
this is within my domain. There are many things I can do within my own domain.
oh,
Besides, conversations, especially deals, are best done in private.
Yeah, I'm not going to press you on that one. So, do you want the short story or the long story of how we ended up here with a unicorn?
Whatever story it is, whatever story tickles your fancy.
All right. So, met you, rested, left, went to the tower to try to get Tiamat's blood. No big deal. Turtle guy said we needed to go get the unicorn for him. So we went there, and there's the genie there, and they're like, I'll give you the unicorn, but you gotta free me. Okay, cool. So we went to a hag, and she's like, I know where you can find a titan, go do this. Talked to the titan, he gave us an orb. Took the orb to the tower, traded it for the Tiamat blood. Turns out that might have been an absolutely terrible idea. We didn't know what the orb did. Fun fact, Tiamat was just down here, just chilling, physically, in Avernus. So she's probably going to be coming back. And then we brought the unicorn here. And now we have a whole bunch of blood, and we can figure out where the burning citadel is. So we can find the sword.
Bleeding citadel.
Yes, what did I say?
Burning.
Well, if
I'll be also burning.
Well, if that is the case, it certainly sounds like it's all cut and dry, but I proposition for you something.
Absolutely.
So if your intentions are to find this bleeding citadel, what is your plan? Just to drive up there and just to deal with it? Or do you have any sort of support to get you to such a location?
We don't know where it is yet. That's the big thing. We don't know its location. So we
but
don't know
what
we're going to.
But
what are we gonna do when we get there?
Yes. After all, it is easy once you find a location, but it is a matter of how do you wish to approach it. After all, if this is a location of renown that that even archdevils are sniffing around for and trying to locate, then
we might be walking into trouble, basically.
So what is the plan?
We have a Hierophant?
What if we said there was no plan?
You're not here.
Yes, I am.
But she's not wrong.
We don't have a plan. We don't have a plan about what we're gonna do when we get there. We're kind of just like, hey, we're gonna find the thing and just
Anna's gonna respond. We have a Hierophant and the power of friendship.
a Haliphant.
I'm calling it the Hierophant.
He kind of.
I'm rolling with the concussion thing, okay?
He kind of chuckles to himself and goes, "If a divine servant and this power of friendship is all you're going to need, then Avernus would have been assault. A lot of the Blood War would have been resolved a long time ago. Do you not think she's the only divine servant down here that is trying to do something? No."
There's another.
Of course. Do you not think the Celestial Courts have agents down here to keeping an eye on things?
Fair. So I'm going to level with you. We don't have a concrete plan yet because we don't know where it is. We're mostly going to figure out where and then how to get to it and then formulate from there. So right now the plan's very loose.
Might I make a suggestion before...
Absolutely. I will take any help I can get at this point.
So, my suggestion to you, and this is free of charge, of course, you don't have to pay me or anything. Once you find the location, I suggest making sure all your, what's the mortal expression? Ducks are in a row. There are going to be beings that are going to deal with anyone trying to usurp Zariel. I would suggest either dealing with the cohorts that she has with her, specifically her Hell Riders, or have a backing of someone potent in your back pocket.
She looks at Simon very pointedly and goes, "We have something like that."
We've got a couple things like that.
It is merely a suggestion, but if I were to... Something to think about is... By this point, I would imagine Zariel would be aware of your presence. I would suggest align yourself with people that are aware, or deal with our Hell Riders.
Okay.
All right.
Because if you find the location of the Citadel, and if you find the location of the Citadel, chances are you're not the only one searching for it. So having someone either weaker or someone that can back you up would be ideal when things go awry.
I like the way you think, friend.
I would not be in business this long if I didn't have a bit of wisdom behind my. But after all, I can't simply go through business with this charming personality. A little bit of smarts have to be up here, my friend.
I don't know, man. You seem to be doing real good on the whole charisma bit. You could probably just make a go of it.
Nah, that is not my place. I know. I'm quite comfortable with the position I find myself in. But thank you, though. But, like I said, the advice is free. If you want my personal thoughts, that's going to cost you.
Oh, the advice is good enough.
Of course, something to think about. Now, if you don't mind me, I must go make a contract. If there is anything else I could do for you, and if, say, you all wish to make a deal, perhaps to help you out a little bit, you know where to find me.
We will keep it in mind when we regroup.
As he snaps and you watch as he vanishes almost instantly.
Why is this place so cool? Why is hell so cool? I hate it.
Anna just looked at Simon extremely confused.
Like, that was cool. He poofed the unicorn. He poofed himself. There's a dude that drives around on a rock. I'm driving around in a huge metal contraption that runs on souls. This is neat.
This is not natural.
But it's cool. Don't you want to know why it does this and how they do all this?
No, I just want to get the hell out of here.
I guess that's fair.
So,
All right, let's find the others.
yeah, I assume you
we're
all.
probably back.
Yeah, you all reconvene at the Infernal Rapture. While you guys have your little discussions, I'll be right back.
So, talk to Mahadi. Turns out he can teleport things in and out of his little domain here, including himself. Super neat. He basically said, make sure you've got everything ready when you find the Citadel, because it's the end game. Like, that's like when we get to the Citadel, it's pretty much it. He said, let him know if we want to make a deal. So we should probably get a hold of basically all of our allies, and just kind of rain hell on the Citadel. I'm thinking just as many people that will or can help us. So like talk to the Forge guy that we have this tablet for, and talk to all the hags, and talk to the other warlord guy that the hag knows that said would help us.
That's true. Yeah, we have him to talk to. Should we? I guess in that case, should we help the wizard in the obelisk because he might be an ally.
We should at least talk to him.
Okay.
I don't think he's going to talk to us after we drove off from him.
That's fair. Should we talk to the one in the tower after we give him blood?
Absolutely, we should.
Okay.
If he's powerful enough to divine the location of the Citadel, he's probably powerful enough that he can do something about the Citadel. So hopefully he helps us. Worst case scenario, he says no and tells us to screw off and we leave.
I mean, worst case scenario, he gives us 4 stars on our delivery service.
Right. Yes. or vaporizes us all into dust, and then it doesn't matter what happens.
Yeah, because we'll just be dust, exactly. Yeah. No, I think that's a good idea, because we can probably... Yeah, we should go talk to Bell and see if we can get him on to help us or whatever. Talk to the other warlord, talk to the hag. I feel like Maggie would probably send some people to help us. I mean, maybe if we promise... Maybe if we promise Ruth people for soup, she might help.
That's fair.
Oh boy.
I have one other idea. It may not be the best idea I've ever had.
Alright.
What?
We don't really care who runs this place after Zariel's done and the city's gone. Yeah?
No. No, we don't care. They can fight amongst themselves for that.
If Bell, who was the other guy?
Bell.
Sorry.
Bell.
Bell? Like
Bell.
B-E-L-L?
B-E-L.
B-E-L. Okay, cool. Gotcha. We talked to Bell. If Bell wants to rule, cool. We'll let him do his thing and duke it out with Tiamat. If Bell doesn't give a shit, let's talk to the dragon. Beat the piss out of Zariel. Let her have the domain as long as she lets our city out. And we just never come back here.
You know what? I kind of... Go ahead, Anya.
No,
No, you go.
I was just gonna say I kind of like that idea.
Yeah, I also kind of like that idea because honestly, as long as we can get Alterel out, I'm with you. I don't care who rules this layer of hell. It could be Bell, it could be Tiamat, it could be the wizard on the boulder. For all I care.
We're not. Yeah, we don't serve any of them.
No, we don't.
You know,
So we
or-
can, as long as we get our city out, that's all that matters at this point.
So if we talk to Bell and he's not particularly super gung-ho, we might even just be able to talk him into just, you know, I'm not even saying he has to like serve Tiamat, just like fight next to her, not even alongside, not even be friendly, just not beat up her people, and then he goes about his merry way and does things.
I mean, we could just be like, you hate Zariel, she hates Zariel, you two should join forces to beat up Zariel. Seems fair to me.
Yeah.
There you go.
I mean, I think that's a great plan. We'd be like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
do you want, you know, because Bernie did tell us that, was it Bernie who told us
Mm-hmm.
that Bell used to rule
Yeah.
Avernus?
Yeah.
Yeah. Bernie did mention Bell ruled before Tiamat. So, you know, maybe he wants it back. And if not, like, Tiamat probably wants it back. And like we said, if he just be like, you want to beat the piss out of Zariel? Sure, go for it. Then you can go on your merry way. And I don't know what devils do for fun. Do they take vacations? Do they go to the other layers of hell for vacations? You know?
I don't know.
Does he go down to like the 9th layer and then sightsee? I don't know what devils do for fun.
But yeah, let's just get basically as many as humanly or mortally or devilly, whatever you want to say, possible on our side. Beat this citadel into the dirt, get this sword, get the city out, and then say, have a good life, and we disappear.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
I'm good with that.
Alright. We should also talk to Mahadi about a possible deal. I trust the guy, he seems cool, so. He might also have an idea.
I mean, you can make a deal with them.
So we should at least talk to him. I'm not saying let's just immediately go.
I mean, we can
make a
just
deal.
find out what he would want. Like, what he would do, and then what he would want in return before we make any decisions.
Exactly. Now
all
we're
the
thinking
information.
portals.
Get all the information before we make any rash decisions. And she looks at Anna as she says that. and then we can decide where we want to go from there.
All
On
right.
it, just
Any
kinda
objections?
shrugged.
No, not from me.
Nope.
All right, team. Break.
Break and let's go take a nap.
Yeah,
Alright.
Go to sleep.
Nap on it.
Just
This is the part where we long rest.
This is
Yes.
the part where we long rest.
yeah, go for it. Go for it.
So, hold up.
Hmm?
Before we long rest, I want to have a private conversation with Mahadi.
Oh,
Ooh.
Yeah.
okay. So after a little bit, after conversations are had, and you after a little bit, you would find Mahadi kind of sitting there relaxing as he just kind of sees you approaching, as he kind of takes a puff of pipe, as he just kind of, as he exhales smoke coming out, kind of reddish smoke coming out, as he just goes, "Is there something I can help you with?"
Possibly. You are a very powerful person, and this would be a very mundane chore for you, but I would hope that, given all of our business and me bringing you a unicorn to do whatever you're going to do with,
You bring it.
I have a request.
Oh? And what would that be?
You know the tiefling?
There are many tieflings. You're going
The
to...
tiefling that is with us.
Ah, Savine, yes.
She has something I want.
Oh?
She stole something from me, particularly my family. She's been holding it over me for reasons for a while now, and I want it back.
You're going to have to be very specific on what she took from you.
It's a scarf with a certain deity. It would, when we bring El Terrell back, it would very much put me in a compromising position if she were to, say, show it to the rest of my clan, the Hell Riders. Long story short, if I want to go back to the position I'm in and keep my family in the standing they're in, and thus, you know, keep my family from disowning me, I would really like it back.
He thinks about it for a moment. And you simply wish to acquire this item. Why come to me? Why not acquire it yourself? If I could be so bold to ask.
She knows about this, so she doesn't particularly trust me around her pack. However, and with the layout of your illustrious place, finding her bedroom would probably be very hard for me. Whereas this would be a very simple task for you. As simple as taking a puff on your hookah.
It could very much be, but... See, I have no incentive to do such a thing. After all, I promise security and privacy in my establishment. I would need more of an incentive to perform such a thing under my guise.
What kind of incentive are you thinking?
What is this scarf worth to? Would be my question. After all, you put a very heavy price on it, and livelihoods are a very fickle thing to rebuild if destroyed. I can make sure that you get your item back and it is secured from her, but I need to know what it is worth to you. So he kind of leans in a lot more. He leans in a little bit more interested.
I lean in a little more to him. I think you answered your question with the comment about livelihoods, and what it would be like for them to be destroyed, particularly of my families, if they are still alive. You see, I have a legacy that I want to correct. And what she has would very much spoil that, not only for my family, but for me and any generations that, if I decide to have. And I am tired of being in a shadow and being the bane of my company's existence despite my triumphs and skill.
Very well. If that is the price, I will do this task for you, but I want a non-disclosure signed. As he reaches underneath and you see he pulls out a parchment that, written in Infernal, scrawled about it, is a contract. Sign your name.
I look at it a little confused and I ask him, I would like to know the contents of this contract before I sign it. Not that I don't trust you, but just so I know exactly what I'm signing up for.
And of course, it is guaranteed. It is a guaranteed acquisition of the item you have requested, as well as to make sure that no one can acquire said item. It will be strictly bound to you and your lineage, as you put it. And it will not be easy to acquire, and I will make sure that it does not be the factor that affects your livelihood.
Okay. In exchange for what? What do I have to do for you?
You have to do nothing for me, per se. This is just more of a formal... This is more sort of a formal remark of, I am not to be held accountable for what is essentially a thieving within my grounds. The payment, it is to be determined, but they will not be costly to you. I promise.
Anna kind of ponders for a moment, quiet, and she just kind of nods and says, that's fair enough. And she signs it.
Alright. As you sign it, you see as he rolls it up with a smile on his face and just goes, it has been a pleasure doing business. You will wake up and have the item within your possession, and no one, without your consent, can take it.
She kind of does her Hellrider salute and thanks him.
As you vanish back into your room, you're all resting. I know it's a bit of a shorter session, but I think that is a good point to end on, as you're all resting, getting ready for the next venture to drop off the blood and potentially meet with Belle. I hope everyone had a good time. I know, again, shorter session, but I think that was a good point to pause it. Also, thank you, Riley, for the raid. Like I said, the raid thing is broken, and I appreciate you dropping by. But I'm gonna look for someone to raid out to. But yeah, I hope everyone had a good time.
That was a fun one, yeah. Lots
Very
of
interesting.
crazy decisions
Listen,
to reflect on.
a lot did just happen, which is another reason why I want to call it. I'd say, oh, Melo's streaming. Let's go say hi to Melo, because it's been a while. Been a while. Melo's pretty chill. Alright, so I want to thank you all again. It'll be obviously sooner next time when we play, because I believe I actually am not working. I'm not working that day, so it's not like we're like sitting here being like, oh my god. Actually, do we want to raid Mellow or do we want to watch some Doom Dark Ages? I feel like Doom also like would tie in pretty nicely because it's rip and tear demons, and that's pretty much what you guys would do. Yeah, let's get. I changed my mind. I apologize. We'll go raid DK because they are doing some rip and tear, so we'll go say hi to them. They're a fun little Eldritch horror VTuber. So, thank you all again for watching, and thank you guys for playing. And we'll see you next week. As
Are we doing it next week?
Potentially not. We'll see how it's feeling. If yes,
Next week.
No, I'm gonna be down visiting. That's why I asked if we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ray will be down here, so it's
Okay.
so we may do it, we may not do it. We'll see. More likely not, but I'm also gonna hold that door open because never know.
For what? What
D&D. Ray's gonna be down next week, so
Coming up soon.
I know.
2 days.
That's so cool.
Alright, I'm gonna send the raid.
You're gonna be dead next week?
No, I'm gonna be down visiting Con next
Oh.
Alright, I sent the raid off.
Gotcha.
So, Ray,
I completely forgot we had talked about that. So even when you brought it up, I was sitting here like, what the fuck did I steal from her again?
It was so funny. I actually was DMing Ray. I'm like, what is this? Like, I don't.